Observation number 4.
My garage door opener hates me.
Ooh.
So, this weekend, it was really cold.
It was really cold here.
It snowed. It wasn't too bad for a dimmer storm. It's like 4 to 5 inches, at least down here. And it was just really icy. It was so cold that it frosted first, and then it snowed on top of that. And anybody who lives in wintry conditions knows that's the worst, because what you end up with is what you think is packed down snow that your tires can at least somewhat grip on. Nope, there's a layer of ice underneath. And so it's very slippery and slidey. Well, this Saturday I had a whole lot of places I had to go. I mean, a lot. And they weren't exactly close to my home. So we're talking about 20 miles back and forth several times. So it wasn't exactly fun. And on top of that, my son was sick and running a fever. And it was not a fun day. So at the end of this day, my husband and I had traded cars because he had a gig he needed to go to. So he had all the equipment in my bigger car. And so I got his smaller car, which you might think, oh no. But it's a Subaru, so...
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
With snow tires.
Yeah.
So actually his does a better job in the snow than mine does. So no problem there. And so I'm coming home from my last thing of the night, and I stopped by Chick-fil-A to pick up my son some chicken noodle soup, since he's sick. And I got myself a combo with some waffle fries, because the waffle fries are so good. So, love the waffle fries. And so I come in and bring it home, and when I get home, I get out of my car, and I'm slipping on my driveway, just trying to get out of the car. And I've got all this stuff from the event I was at, including a heavy backpack. And so I've got this heavy backpack on. I'm in church clothes with heels on, and I'm trying to get up this driveway. And I finally get up the driveway, and we've got this code thing. Since I've traded cars, my husband keeps his car outside of our garage. And so we don't keep a garage door opener in the car, because that just invites people to break into the car and then in our home. Not a good situation. So he has a keychain garage door opener rather than, I didn't think to exchange keys with him, so I didn't have a way to open the garage. But we have one of those number pads, so I didn't think anything of it. So I go and I type in the code, and it blinks at me and doesn't open. I'm like, I'm sure that's the right code. So I punch it again, and it blinks at me again. I'm like, well, let me try reversing some of the numbers. Maybe I got it out of order, because I do that a lot. And so I try that, nothing. Okay. Now, keep in mind, it's 14 degrees outside at this point. 14. That's Fahrenheit. It was cold.
It was really cold.
So I'm standing out there, and so I've got these mittens that you fold open. You got the fingerless gloves. They're pretty cool. So I get my phone out. I start typing, and I texted my husband. And you'll have to excuse the noises coming from behind us. That is my dog.
I've been trying to ignore it, but I can't.
That is my dog. She is extremely hyper right now. You may see her go flying up on the couch behind us or something at some point. She's trying to get my other dog to come out, who is hiding behind the couch, because she is a freak of nature and afraid of everything. So, please ignore the sounds coming from Anyway, my story. So, I texted my husband to find out, because he had my youngest son with him, and to see, because my sons use the code every day to get in from school. And I said, what's the code? And he sends it back to me. It's the code I've been punching in all along. So I tried again, really slow this time. My number pad is like this.
That's cool.
No, not really. I'm just not going to actually do the code, because then you guys will figure it out. Anyway, yeah, they blinked at me again. Just blinked. It wouldn't open. It wouldn't open.
This is the story of our life. Legitimately, as you guys watch more of this, you'll see that this type of thing happens between the two of us all the time.
Yeah, and you know, it never does this. It never does this. The kids get in every day. Every school day, they get in using this code. And now that it's 14 degrees, I'm in high heels and very, very, very cold. And my waffle fries are getting cold. And I'm not happy.
No, I'd be mad.
So I go up to my door. I got my keys. So I'm like, okay, well, let me just go through the front door like a normal person. And I go, the porch light's off. I can't see a thing. And so I use my trusty phone. It's the flashlight feature. And
Yeah.
because it's so cold, and I'm trying to one hand, because I got flashlight in this hand, and trying to one hand go through all the keys, trying to find the one for the front door, and I don't know which ones that, so I'm trying all of them. None of them worked. And so I'm like, okay, well,
What happened?
I don't know.
Did you not have the house key on there?
I think the turkeys came into my house.
Oh.
And they changed the code and changed the locks on my door.
Yeah, because it's public now, so.
I don't I don't know what happened, but I was like, okay, well, at least my oldest son, since he's sick, he's at home. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna ring the doorbell. I didn't want to wake him up. He was running a pretty high fever, and I didn't want to bother him, but okay. I don't have any other options.
Well,
at this
Mom's
point.
standing outside turning into an icicle, so.
Yeah.
I think he understands.
And so I ring the doorbell. Nothing. I ring the doorbell again. Nothing.
Teenagers.
And I'm like, okay. So I get my phone out. I ring the home number and ring the doorbell. I'm making as much noise as I can. Keep in mind, my two dogs, they're barking their heads off by this point because they hear somebody trying to get into the door. And they're barking, and the phone's ringing, and the doorbell's ringing. Nothing.
Sorry.
No, it was...
It wasn't funny then, I'm sure. Not funny then.
So by this time, I'm talking to myself and everything. You know, I'm just like, not something I normally do, but I'm like, okay, what do I do now? I don't know what to do now. I can't get my son out of bed. I can't get in the garage. I can't get in it. I'm going to have to break into my own house here pretty soon. The neighbors are probably going to call the cops and, you know. And not to mention, there's 4 to 5 inches of snow all over the place.
Yeah.
And so there's snow. I think, okay, my son's bedroom is in the front of the house. So I'm like, okay, fantastic. I'm going to throw a snowball at his window, get his attention. Keep in mind, it was 14 degrees. Now, those of you, again, that are used to wintry weather will know that the colder it is, the less the snow compacts. It's 14 degrees, so therefore the snow is great for a skier, very powdery.
Yeah.
Not so good for a snowball.
Yeah.
I picked it up in my little mittened hands, and I tried to squish it, and it just right back on the ground. Well, that won't work. We're about to dig down deep into the snow and find a rock.
Getting desperate.
Fortunately, though, my son, because of all the noise, was peeking out his window trying to figure out what the heck was going on. So I was able to wave him down and be like, and he finally let me in. And he goes, Mom, you told me never to answer the door when I was home alone.
Like, I'm having a nervous breakdown in the driveway.
I told him, good job. I'm like, good, you did a great job. Because he didn't know who it was, and he didn't want to go downstairs and show that somebody was home, and he was by himself and all that. So he did exactly what I told him to do. So I told him, good job. And here's your soup. It's still warm. My fries were not,
I was
though.
going to say your fries were probably toast, weren't they?
Yeah, they were pretty cold. But,
man.
you know, anyway. So I've determined now that my garage door hates me specifically because, you know, my kid's coming out of that, using that code.
No problem.
Almost every day. Mm-hmm. Almost every day. Not a problem. And it waits until it's 14 degrees to do it to me. So beware of the garage door openers.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know.
And if you have a garage door opener or a cold storm where you couldn't get in the house story, leave it in the comments. We'd love to see it. In the meantime, stay happy.